The Old Testament is probably the most anti-Jewish book in existence, next to the New Testament. In Scandinavian literature, we have the Swedish king On. He wants to stay on his throne. He doesn't want to die. So he sacrifices one of his sons to Odin. And Odin grants him 10 more years of life and rule of his kingdom. So the Swedish king On has 9 sons. Now this is in the Eddas. This is Germanic literature. And Odin tells him, every time you sacrifice one of your sons, I will grant you 10 more years of life and rule over your kingdom. So he sacrifices 8 of his sons, and he lives for 80 more years, sacrificing them one every 10 years. And finally, the people of his kingdom won't let him sacrifice the last son, so he dies. So the Swedish king On sacrificed 8 of his sons out of his own greed and lust for rule. That sounds pretty Jewish. Agamenon, the great king of the Greeks, pisses off the goddess. He makes them angry at him, so they won't give him fair winds to sail to Troy until he sacrifices his daughter, Iphigenia. So Agamemnon sends Iphigenia, his daughter, out under a pretense that she's going to become the bride of Achilles, the hero. And he lied. When she's brought to him, he sacrifices her so that he could have fair winds to sail to Troy and attack the Trojans. How Jewish is that? Then we have Abraham in the Bible. Abraham's made promises by God. He's challenged and told to sacrifice his son Isaac, the one whom is supposed to be the embodiment of all of those promises. So Abraham is willing to do it, to please his God, and at the last minute he's spared. Which sacrifice is Jewish? The sacrifice of the Swedish king On, who killed 8 of his sons for 80 years rule, or the sacrifice of Amnon, who killed his own daughter for the lust of attacking the Trojans, or the sacrifice of Abraham, which was absolutely selfless. Abraham had nothing to gain by sacrificing his son, and everything to lose because that son was promised to be the heir of the world. Abraham is the least Jewish of those 3 examples. Abraham's the anti-Jew.